Hello and welcome to Tangerine, and this week we are looking at Halo. Halo 2 specifically.
The good
Tangerine,
one.
look at the great
Uh,
graphics you can get. So one of the things I was complaining about when we were talking about Halo Combat Evolved, you couldn't toggle the cutscene graphics mid cutscene. Halo 2, you can toggle them mid
Here we go,
cutscene.
and it's amazing.
Okay, so
It's
this
like the difference is huge.
you know how much I was complaining about Halo Combat Evolved on the last Tangerine we did about Halo?
Yeah,
Halo
you're saying you
2
have very tinted goggles, and Andy was
Halo 2 is fucking amazing. Halo 2
okay.
legit is a really good Halo. Like, it lives up to the actual game in today's
Okay,
standards. Like, it would be a really good game today.
and the
Um,
enhanced cinematics look amazing.
yeah,
Like the enhanced
they did a
in-game graphics
super
super
good
is good.
they did a super good job on the in the updated cutscenes. Um,
It's
we have
crazy,
the
man.
origin stories of one of my favorite Halo characters of all time, the Arbiter. Um, and there's like
Yeah, people like the Arbiter.
yeah. You can play as the Arbiter in Halo 3 as the co-op partner. But in Halo 2, I didn't know this until I played it. You play as there's the game's kind of split up into Arbiter missions and Master Chief missions, and then you work together towards the end.
Okay,
It's a
so wait,
pretty
you play as the Arbiter like in single player?
yeah.
Okay.
So you learn the mission. You learn the story from like both sides, from the Covenant and the Marine sides. Like, because in like Halo 1, it's very black and white. It's very much like
Yeah,
the Covenant and the Flood are the assholes, and then the Marines are just the good guys come and kill them. But then you see it from both sides, and then you're not really sure who's like the good. Well, I guess the Marines are never really the bad guys, but there's more like
they're morally grey,
interfaction
right?
politics within the Covenant.
Yeah.
And you, especially with the anniversary edition cutscenes on the terminals you can collect, you get to see like how like the grunts rebel, and like the hunt. I think it's the hunters and the grunts don't get along with each other and start trying to kill each other.
Okay.
The elites are like the protectors of the prophets, and then throughout the game, slowly the brutes start to take over, who are like the big guys with the gravity hammer. There's lots more of like um, politics basically. It's a much more interesting game overall with the story, I would say,
Yeah,
and the
what you're
gameplay is
saying is
fucking awesome.
there's more morally grey stuff in the actual interesting things happening opposed to good versus evil, or like one faction versus
Hmm.
another.
I think there's a lot of like
Yeah.
you can switch between the graphics as well.
Oh my
I think there's
god.
a lot of stuff in Halo
Um.
2 that people are like, ah, yes, this stuff was in the original Halo, and then they went back and played, and it's like, wait, none of this stuff was in the original Halo. There's like
Yeah.
stuff you remember, like dual wielding. Like I remember that in Halo 3. Halo 2 is where dual wielding was introduced, and it was really like interestingly balanced because when you were dual wielding, you couldn't, for example, you can't switch to your other weapon while you're dual wielding without throwing one of the guns away. You can't throw a grenade without throwing one of the guns away. You can't melee without throwing one of the
Yeah.
guns away. So
That,
they,
that makes that makes sense, right?
yeah, and it's kind of a way
Like, all of
to,
that makes sense.
yeah, and it's a way to kind of like balance
Yeah, I like that.
Halo 2's dual wielding. But there's tons of great stuff in Halo 2. Why is Andy standing around? Let's wrap it up, Andy.
Let's get to the.
So I think we're playing on heroic here. I've played through the whole game on heroic now. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. The soundtrack for Halo 2 is amazing as well because you have like the iconic Halo theme, and then they were like, "Why don't we just play the iconic Halo theme but on a fucking guitar?" And like every single level has like its own track, and it's amazing. It's really good. Like, just go
That's
and look up
cool.
the Halo 2 soundtrack because it's legit. Like every level is like amazing.
Hmm.
And
Well,
you
I
know,
assume they kept the old ones in the original, right?
yeah. What do you mean?
Like I assume
Yeah,
they
they
still
they
have
still have. Yeah,
all
I'm
the
saying
songs
that
from the original
the
game.
original soundtrack for Halo 2 is amazing. Is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. Okay.
What was I gonna say? So the level design way better, so much better than Halo 1. More open, lots of different enemies.
I
Um,
like this because like it's like a corridor, but it's like up, like an upper level corridor. That's actually way more interesting.
this is just the first level. To put it into perspective, when me and Andy were playing, he was like, "This is the best level in the game," and I was like, "Why is this the best level in the game?" He's like, "Oh, because you fight every single enemy possible just in this one level."
Okay.
There's like one level where the flood come back, and they can use like the flood has always used human weapons and stuff. So they've
Hmm.
used like shotguns and SMG and stuff, but they start like driving ghosts, they start driving tanks, they start driving everything. So basically there's one level where you just fight every possible enemy type in the game. And there is so much enemy variation in Halo 2 compared to Combat Evolved. Combat Evolved is like, okay, this is the Covenant
Really?
level, this is the
Yeah.
library level, this is where you fight the Flood. But no, it's just like, bam, everything in your face, fight everything, and it's sick. I don't know, I love this game. Like I
It
wanna go
looks
back
good.
and play some. I wanna go. I'm probably gonna go and get all the terminals. I'm gonna get all the skulls, and then I want to play this on Legendary and Lasso, honestly, because this game is fucking
Hmm.
awesome. I'm so excited for Halo 3 as well, because Halo 3 is my personal favorite Halo that because I've only really played Halo 1 and 3 before this. I played a bit of ODST, and
Hmm.
I fucking love Halo 3. It's one of the best Halo games, and I've heard that Halo 2 and Halo 3 are both really good. And from the strong impression I got from Halo 2 of how good it is, that makes me think, maybe Halo 3's got some stiff competition for the best Halo game.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to.
But I assume they've improved it from the second game, but
Mm,
maybe not.
yeah, they're very different games. I feel like in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
but there still is a lot of like carrying over factors. So see, but yeah, as I said, there's also like you also meet like the head of the Flood in this, who's called like who's the
Oh, the
Hive
worm guy.
Mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know this, but Andy said the hunters are just a bunch of worms. Like the biggest,
Okay.
most badass unit in the Covenant is just a bunch of worms in a suit of armor, and I was like, what?
Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
Kind of cool though. Like, 'cause isn't the Covenant like the federation of
yeah, they're kind of
lots of
like
different races, right?
the Federation, and it kind of goes more into the backstory of how, um, basically the prophets aren't very strong. But what they
Right.
did, like physically, they're not very strong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But they're very much like they had superior technology sort of thing, because they found the Forerunner technology, which is like the people who made
Hmm.
the Flood and the Halo rings. And so they could use the Halo technology to kind of suppress like the elite races and the brutes, and they went and suppressed them. They're like what's it called? They made them to vassals for them.
Yeah.
Um,
They're doing like they're trying to be like the popes of all the other.
mm. But one thing they did, the way that they suppress the other races was they created this idea of this great journey, and I think that's a theme that gets explored a lot in Halo 2. Is it's very much about religion in a lot of ways. It's
Yeah.
very much about how um, the other the other parts of the Covenant are suppressed, even though they're a lot. Some of them are a lot stronger. They're suppressed by this idea that they have to get all of the Forerunner technology for the Great Journey, so that they can fire the
Hmm.
Halo ring, and then that's the plan of the religion. And if you ever question something and go, well, why are we doing this? You're a heretic, and that's kind of the story of the
Hmm.
Arbiter. He's someone
Yeah.
who, slowly throughout the story, he starts to question things as to why, you know, why are the prophets in charge? Why certain things like are the way they are, and especially through the expanded story in the anniversary terminals, you learn much more about how the prophets subdued all of the other Covenant races.
Yeah. So did they go like? I think that's not. Is that retconned in? Not. Well, we're not retconning. It's not changing anything. But was it like added in afterwards? I guess. Was that like
I
always
think it's
planned and just like
explored
never
more. It's
shown?
explored more, sort of thing,
Okay.
with
Yeah. Okay.
the terminal cutscenes. Yeah, but there's definitely still a lot of that kind of stuff in the story itself as you play through it, because there is the big rebellion, like because the elites are like just below the prophets, and then they get turned down in favor of the brutes.
Oh, okay, right.
But then the brutes, but a lot of the races start rebelling against them because they start to lose faith. But the brutes are very much like very dumb. So even if you're like the Great Journey's not real, they're like, no, we have this guilty spark robot, and he's saying that he's not a holy relic, and he doesn't know why the prophets are worshipping him, because he's a forerunner technology, and then the fucking brutes are just like, no, we must follow the divine plan. We have to follow. They're like the true. The brutes really are the brutes. They're the true blind faith of the Covenant, and they become the main antagonists of the story because of that. In the way that the Arbiter and the Master Chef and the Marines are forced to kind of come together. The way they come together in the story of Halo 2 is basically the Flood hive mind is like a giant tentacle monster. I wouldn't expect like a giant tentacle fucking monster in Halo 2. I never thought that was going to happen. But yeah, you get sucked into a pit with one. And then it turns out the aliens, this like big, mindless kind of zombie race, actually has like a working hive mind like leader behind it. And he knows that if he doesn't get the Marines and the elites, like the Arbiter and the rebelling Covenant, to work together, that the prophets and the brutes are going to activate the ring. And if they activate the ring, that's going to wipe out all life, including the Flood, because the Forerunner technology was designed to destroy the Flood, but it also destroyed all life in the universe, pretty much, basically.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they have to work together because of circumstances. They have a common enemy, basically. Yeah. And then in the end, when you stop them, the Flood's like, haha, we double crossed you. It's like, yeah, that was the giant tentacle monster double crossed us. Okay, yeah, like that wasn't going to happen.
What the hell? I thought you were trustworthy. Yeah, it's not. Like, isn't that the Flood's goal? That everyone else into Flood as well?
I don't really know what the Flood's goal is, other than I think the Flood's goal is to just
become bigger.
Yeah, just take over.
Isn't that everyone's goal, though? In a way.
I think the Flood is like the ultimate weapon, because wherever you put them, they just kind of take over, sort of thing.
But they're a weapon if they can think for themselves.
I don't know.
I feel like they were.
I find it weird. Like in Reach, I know they came out at different times, but Reach came out after. Reach came after Combat Evolved, but it's set before it in the story. And then in Reach, you have the brutes. But then in Halo 1, you don't have the brutes, and they're such a key part of like the Halo universe and story in Halo 2, that it seems weird that they weren't included in the first game. But I think the idea was that they weren't sending out an attack force. They didn't know that the Halo was going to be there or something like that. Yeah, if Andy was here, he could tell you more than me, because he knows way more about the lore than me. But
Halo Andy
doesn't want to talk about Halo 2. He said he only wanted to talk about Halo 3. So
his favorite game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I heard that, we talked about in the podcast, Halo 2 is going to be like the one they're going to massively expand. That's going to have like the biggest Forge capabilities. They want to like
Yeah.
fully expand the customization for Halo 3. They want input-based matchmaking and stuff like that. So it seems like Halo 3 is like the one they're banking on to be like really big.
Assuming it's like in like a chronology that has like the most assets in as well. But I don't know, it's weird, isn't it? Because Reach technically came out after all of them.
Which
Yeah,
came out
that's
in
weird. I'm not sure.
2011, yeah.
Hmm.
But then after Halo 3 comes out on the Master Chief Collection, we can play Halo 4. The one everyone's looking
Yes.
forward to. I feel like
Then
I feel like no one's looking forward to Halo 4, and everyone's
what
just
about
like,
Halo 5?
I don't think Halo 5's on
That's a
there.
game.
Yeah, but I don't think it's part of the
Uh,
Master Chief Collection.
no, I think it's too modern, I think, right? Like it's too
Yeah,
there's no Master Chief in it.
no,
Like
Master Chief's in 5. I'm fairly sure. They
yeah, I
just
think
didn't
these
want
are
to
like
put him in. They were just like, just ignore 5. Wait, I think 5's made by a different studio, maybe. One of them is made by a
yeah, I
different
think you're right.
studio, which is why it's not included. Maybe it's 5. I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. Yeah.
I
This
wonder
game's
if 4 is as
amazing.
bad as people said it was.
Well, I'm gonna play it probably. Just play through it once and
Yeah,
then probably never again, but we'll see.
we'll see. Yeah, it's a really weird saga because like I've never played any Halo game. I've just been watching like the third game in the series like after Reach, right? Reach, Combat Evolved, now.
Hmm. Yeah, I'd highly recommend playing Reach 2 and 3. Those are the games I would say to play, but if you really felt like you wanted to play, I was getting some stuttering issues on like the outside levels. Sometimes
That's
I heard
weird.
that it was kind of like a bug if you had unlimited frame rate set. But then I turned on to the
Oh,
newer graphics.
right.
It's like bam, lag, and I was like shit. But I was also letting Andy host, and I wasn't sure if that was a factor or not. But it seemed I had like
Sure.
some mixed performance on.
These don't look like network spikes. Looks like actual like performance spikes.
Right, I'm not sure.
No, it's weird though. So does it get? Did you try like turning down or adding a frame limiter, or was like did you never?
Yeah, I tried that. It seemed to. I think there was a patch between playing the first half and the patch between playing the second half for me. I've only got footage
Right.
of the first 2 levels. I think is all I took. But it seems to be okayish. It seems to vary from level. If the level's more outdoors, it seems to be worse, and then more indoors is a lot better. Dude, there's so many. I think Halo 2 has like some of the most levels out of any Halo. You go fucking everywhere. At one point, you're going underwater to like fucking Atlantis. At one point, you're talking to a giant fucking
Okay.
tentacle monster. One time, you're in like you're in D-Dust 2 right here with snipers everywhere. At one point, the Covenant has this giant fucking scorpion, and then you go on it. And Johnson fucking hijacks one at one point, and you have to escort him as the Arbiter. Oh my, there are so many great levels to Halo 3 that I could just sit here and talk about each individual one, like for hours. But just to wrap it up, Halo 2 is amazing, amazing story, amazing gameplay, amazing music. Probably the best game on the Master Chief Collection right now, and I'm probably going to be playing some more of it. I want to. I'll see if Halo Andy wants to, and if not, I think I might just play it solo because that's how much I'm enjoying it. So
Hmm.
I have to
It
see.
does look a lot of fun, so
Yeah,
I understand more.
but yeah. Tangerine,
Tangerine, Halo 2,
Halo 2.
or is it technically Halo 2 remastered? Like what's like official? Or just
Um,
Master Chief Collection
Halo
Halo
2
2?
Anniversary Edition.
Okay.
Yeah, because they've already remastered it on the Xbox 360, but this is the PC port that's in
PC. Yeah.
Unreal Engine, I believe.
Oh, it's actually Unreal.
Yeah, I think it's Unreal Engine. Anyway, goodbye.
But